Booktube! My name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. And welcome to my July 2025 TBR. Say it with me, everybody. It's TBR time. Yay! I have some books to share with you guys. I've got lots of books to share with you guys. So, much like my June TBR, which was ludicrous, and I fully acknowledge that it was ludicrous. And the whole thing is that I do not plan on getting to all of these books each month. Just so you guys are aware off the bat, this is something new that I am trying out, and this is month number 2, so I'm going into month number 2 of doing this, and I'm really liking the idea of it. So basically, I am kind of building my ongoing TBR every single month, if that makes sense. So basically, when I create my TBR every month, I have prompts, categories, I don't know what you want to call them, headings, if you will, on my sheet, because of course I have a Google Doc with all this information on it, because that's the kind of person that I am. I like to create lists. So basically, on those lists, I have series books I want to read. I have digital books that I own that I want to read, and I have print books that I own that I want to read. Now, if we were to go for my entirety of my TBR, for every digital book that I own, every print book that I own, all the back series lists that I need to get to, my TBR would probably be in the neighborhood of around 5,000 books. But this is a way of kind of breaking it down and making it easier for me to pick books, if this makes sense. So for each of those lists, series, digital, and print, I want 10 books on that list at any given time. So 10 series, the next 10 series books I want to get to, 10 random digital books I want to get to, 10 random print books that I want to get to. And as the month goes on, as I read books and books come off each of those individual lists, let's say at the end of the month, I have, I have 7 books left on my digital book list. So that means I need to add 3 more to bring it back up to 10 for a new month, for the month of July. I'm just using this as an example, right? So then I will pick 3 books to add back to the list. And then in July, as I read books, I might not be reading necessarily the books that I had on the list in June. I might read the books that I had in July. Regardless, it's kind of an ongoing thing. It's what am I in the mood for? Here's the 10 books I have to pick from. Pick one of those. And instead of picking from this vast amount, I'm picking from a much smaller amount. And that's how I'm going to get through books. Same with the series books, same with the print books. So that's kind of the way that my TBR is going to go going forward. So instead of me sitting here every single month and going through all 10, the 10 print books, the 10 digital books, the 10 series books, I'm only going to share with you the books that are being added in that month. If you want to see all of the books I have on my TBR, feel free to follow me on Goodreads. The link is below in the description box. If you check my want to read list, it will show everything that I currently have on my want to read, basically. So that's kind of the way that I'm doing my TBR. So it's ever, even if there's a reading event happening, if I add books for a reading event, for example, for this TBR, I've got a bunch, as I throw them around, I have a bunch of print books that I'm adding for the Retro Romance Readathon that is being co-hosted by Stormy and myself for 2 weeks in July. And I will actually be reading these books all month long, but we're focusing on the retro books for 2 weeks in July. However, even at the end of July, I will not get to all of these. Guaranteed I will not get to all of these. I'm just going to carry them over into August or September or October or whatever the case may be. So that's kind of my game plan. And it makes me very excited because I really think that this is a fun way to do it, because what it used to be is that I'd put all these books on my TBR for the month, and then, the month would end and those books would go away, the ones that you didn't get to, and it's but I still kind of want to read those. So would you put them back on the TBR for the next month, or what would you know what I mean? So this way, it's kind of like an ever-going TBR, if you will, ever-expanding, I guess. So anyway, let's go through the list, shall we? So again, I'm just going to share with you the books that are new that I did not talk about in June. And then in August, I'll talk about the books that I didn't talk about. You know what I'm saying? Just the ones that are being added each month. And now on top of this that I will not be talking about, I have a box set from Harlequin that I've always got on, that I'm usually have on the go. Right now I am reading the historical books that came out in January of 2025. And I also have some books from NetGalley that I'll be getting to throughout the month as well. So stay tuned for that as I talk about those books in July. And of course, my throwback books, my nostalgia books. This month in July, it is the Babysitter's Club. So I'll be reading books 7 through 12. Claudia and Mean Janine, which is book number 7. Let's see if I can do this off the top of my head. Claudia and Mean Janine, which is book number 7. Boy Crazy Stacy, which is book number 8. The Ghost at Dawn's House, which is book number 9. Logan Likes Marianne, book number 10. Christy and the Snobs, which is book number 11. And Claudia and the New Girl, which is book number 12. So those are the next 6 books in the BSC that I'll be getting to this month. Very exciting. So, excuse me while I reach for a book that fell on the floor. I don't need it right away, but I'm going to. So, right off the bat, let's talk about the new books that have been added to my series list. So these are series that I've already started. The other thing I'm not going to share with you are the holiday books that I've picked, because I am hosting a Christmas in July readathon for the last month of July. That announcement video will be coming out on Thursday, and I will also be sharing with you my books that I picked for that. So anyway, I'll talk about that then. Let's get into it, because I'm just going to sit here yammering for the next, however long. Cheers, guys. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Let's find out. All right, but I'm not going to get into what all of these books are about, because we're going to be here forever. But I will leave the list of them below if you guys want to check out any of them individually. And of course, I will put pictures up here for you guys for the books I don't physically own. So the first one we are getting into is The Lost Heart Triplet by Nicole Helm. This is the first book in the Covert Cowboy Soldier series. I read was it book 5 or book 6? A couple of months ago. So now I'm going back to the beginning and reading this. Now, this is a reread for me. I read it a couple years ago. And I enjoyed it, but I want to go back and reread it as a refresher and then continue on with the series from there. So yeah. And then that is a Harlequin intrigue novel. And then we have a Harlequin romance novel. And of course, this is the summer of category. So these are all category romance books, by the way. The next one is The Billionaire She Loves to Hate by Scarlett Clark. This is the second book in the Summer Escapes series. So I read the first one, again, a few months ago by Michelle Douglas, the one that took place in Venice. And so each one of these books in the Summer Escapes series, it's a loosely connected series, meaning they all take place over the summer in some exotic location, basically. So this is the next one, and it's a brand new release. It's a relatively new release, so I'm looking forward to getting to this one. The next one we have another great summer book. We have a special edition novel, and this is A Cape Cod Summer by Joe McNally, the first book in the Winsome Cove series. I read book 2 a couple of months ago. Really enjoyed it. I love Joe McNally's writing. I'm really looking forward to this one. And then we have another special edition, A Taste of Home by Anna James. This is the first book in the Sisterhood of Chocolate and Wine series. I think it was book 3 a few months ago. I read the box set for the month of January from Harlequin. So the other books in these series all appeared in that box set. So now I'm going back and reading the first books. That's why you're going to get groupings of imprints together. I've got 3 special editions in a row, basically, and that's the reason why. And then the last one is The Ranchers Forever Family by Sasha Summers. The first book in the Texas Cowboys and Canine series, also a special edition novel. Looking forward to this one as well. I love Sasha Summers' writing. It's fantastic. Can't wait to get to this one. So those are my series picks. For my digital books, I am adding 4 more. So there's actually 2 more that are going onto the series list, but I will talk about that again in the Christmas in July video. And I've got 4 books for the digital list, 2 extras, so 6 in total. 2 more of them are going to go on my Christmas in July. So the 4 that I can share with you in this video, we have a couple special edition and a couple of historical. So the 2 special edition, the first one is The Rancher's Summer Secret by Christine Rimmer. This is the first book in the Montana Mavericks, The Real Cowboys of Bronco Heights book. I have read this one. It's been years and years and years. So I want to give it a reread and then go ahead and continue on with the series from there. I really enjoyed this book the first time I read it. Christine Rimmer is a fabulous, fabulous writer. I'm looking forward to getting back into it. And the other one I have is a Brevia Beginning by Michelle Major. Michelle Major is a fabulous author as well. And this is the this is the 3rd book in the Brevia North Carolina series. So it all takes place in a small town in North Carolina. Sounds really cute. It's Michelle Major. I didn't need to know any more than that. The next one we have is The Pirate Hunter by Laura Martin. So this is one that I talked about in the category Romance Book Club, because for the month of July, the author of choice is Laura Martin. And I talked about this one in that video, immediately borrowed it on Kobo Plus, and I'm going to read it in the month of July. I'm hoping to. It sounds so good. It takes place I think is it in the Caribbean or something like that? About a pirate and a woman who's on the run. It just sounds so good. Now, this is actually, when I looked it up so I could find out what series it's from or what line it's from and what number it is in the line. This is actually part of the historical subscription line. So Harlequin used to put out just 4 historical books every month. Way back, but about a decade or more ago, when they used to be sold in stores, or if you were buying the box set online, you would get just 4 books every month in the historical line. Then they put out the subscription line. So people who subscribed to the reader service and got these books either digitally or physically would get these special subscription books. So they would be available to the subscription subscribers for 6 months exclusively, basically. They were sent to them, but they weren't available for anybody else to order until much later. And then they were put out for the general public. So this is one of those his subscription books. So yeah, The Pirate Hunter. I'm really looking forward to this one. The next one that I have is another one that takes place in the Caribbean. Just love when historical novels take place outside of Regency England, because it just makes me happy. Even it being a Regency book, the fact that it takes place outside of England is just enough to, make me excited about the book. And this is Breaking the Rakes Rules by Bronwyn Scott. This is the second book in the Rakes of the Caribbean series. And I've been meaning to get to this one for a long time, and I'm really excited to finally be getting to it. So yay on that one. And the next one here is we have a bunch of print books. I think we have 7 books, excuse me, because I did not talk about this one in June. So the first one I have here is The Carandine Brand by Margaret Way. This is a old Harlequin romance novel. These are all for the Retro Romance Readathon. They all have to kind of do with summer, basically. That's our prompt. But yeah, so this one is on the list. It takes place in Australia. I'm excited to get to it. The next one we have is the first one I'm going to be reading. Not the first book I'm going to be reading in July, but the first print book I'm going to be reading in July. And that is Man in the Park by Emma Darcy. This is an Old Presents novel. Absolutely delightful. This one also takes place in Australia, which is exciting. And then we have, I love the title of this one, Last Virgin in California by Maureen Child. This is an old Desire novel. And my question is, did they do a poll? How did they find this out? Well, yeah, I just pulled these at random off my shelf. I'm yeah, it fits because it was published prior to 2005, so it works for the retro romance. So yeah, I'll be reading that one. And then, this one looks so good. It is an old Harlequin romance novel, I think from the early 90s. And this is Golden Bird by Joanne Algermission, I think. Look at that cover. Isn't that gorgeous? The back. Just lovely. Absolutely lovely. And then another old Harlequin romance novel. We have Peg and Gold by Margaret Rome. That one. Lovely, lovely. Number 2159. And then an older Silhouette Intimate Moments, which is now the Harlequin Romantic Suspense line. This is from Glowing Embers by Emily Richards. Looks like a very summery cover on the beach. Looks delightful. And then this is a much more modern one. This is not for retro romance, but I just grabbed it off my shelf. And this is Breakaway Cowboy by Barb Dunlop, a newer Desire novel. So, just to show you guys the juxtaposition. What is that word? I can't talk today. I did have some coffee, but I don't know if it's really working because today's a day off for me. So how Harlequin Desire used to look to how it looks now. And as you can see, it used to be Silhouette Desire before Harlequin bought them out, and then it became Harlequin Desire. But yeah, that's the same line. So like I said, I am going to do videos going forward at some point showing some of these long ago, like the Desire line, the Special Edition line, the Romantic Suspense line, and showing you guys the cover changes as they go through. So I think that that'll be a lot of fun. But anyway, that is all that I have for today, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books, what you thought about them. Are you participating in the Retro Romance Readathon? And yeah, if you like this video, please do give it a like. And if you haven't yet, please do subscribe to the channel. And until my next video, everybody, take care and happy reading. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye, guys.